So, man, I see it all the time, these newer guys, sometimes even older guys, just guys who know what they're doing, just asking to, mix it up. Like, hey, what are you doing, man? How you lifting? How you breaking it up? How long should you take between sets? How much protein should I eat? It really depends on what you want to do. You know what I mean? As far as whether you're trying to cut, ball, are you doing it for a competition? You doing it to look at the beach, But, just in general, I would say, if you really want to get at it and you really want to see some change and you really want to be, ready to go, whether it's push your car, play with the kids, somebody gets smart at the fucking beach, you got to defend yourself and your family, I would say, 5-6 days a week, hour or two on the weights. You take anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, all right? If you want to get cut up and shit, you kind of use your weights for cardio, 20, 30 seconds. If you're trying to bulk up and shit, be strong, minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe, I like to split mine up. It's old school, some people like do all kinds of shit, but I like my upper body, lower body, right? And so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, I'll go upper body. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'll go lower body, and you want to hit at least, I don't know, a minimum, you want to do 20 minutes, right? So 20, 30 minutes as a minimum. Anything under that, remember back in the day, I'm a little bit older than you guys, these like 6-minute abs and all this bullshit, or 10-minute buns of steel and all that bullshit. And that's all bullshit. I say probably 30 minutes, man. I mean, maybe 20, but you need at least 30 minutes to 2 hours, And then for fighters, or if you're doing some other shit, whether it's basketball, football, wrestling, MMA, combat sports, you want to get you a couple hours into that too, right? At least an hour, right? An hour, 2, 3 hours, you know what I mean? And you can't forget about your protein intake either, right? Because it's not just the gym, it's a lifestyle. That's what people mean. They're like, oh, it's a lifestyle, but they don't fucking tell you what that means. Well, what that means is you want to get your protein. You want to get your protein right. You got to eat, at least at least a gram of protein per pound that you got. You got to eat a little bit of protein every 2 to 3 to 4 hours. You know what I mean? Because after 3 hours, your body uses it or gets rid of it. So it doesn't matter how much you ate. You can use 10, you get 100 grams of protein. It's gone in 3 hours. So you got to refuel. It's kind of like a fire burning now, right? You put the wood in there, it burns for 3 hours. That's it. And then you have to put some more oil, some more wood in there, right? Some more protein, right? A lot of people want to cut fat out of their diet, of their lifestyle, of this lifestyle, right? They can't do that. Fat is lipids. That's the scientific name, right? You need lipids to tag, protein tags the lipids to get around to where you need it. You know what I'm saying? So you need your fat, you need your protein about every 3 hours. So you need to sleep, right? And that's the tough part, right? Especially as you're getting older, especially my older fighters. I got some UFC legends who kind of fuck with me, joke around with me and shit. I got some that talk with me. They're my pals, Dr. Ron Tripp, Anthony Macias, so Dana Doom King, so these, you gotta get sleep. And we get fucked up, right? Us older guys, middle life guys, seasoned guys, whatever you want to say it, right? We're fucking getting old, and man, we're fucked up, right? Got a bad neck, bad back, shit, bad shoulder, bad ankle, bad everything, right? Fucking sleep's a big part of it. I keep trying to tell my kids and my kids' buddies, because I'm kind of a neighborhood dad. I try to take care of the hood. I try and, they're growing up now, being young men and shit, getting their own, and young women. But I try to help them out growing up and shit, give them a place to stay because, there's drugs and shit around and there's low lives everywhere, right? And I'm not incompetent or no shit like that, right? But there's bad people everywhere. And so, I try to let these kids come over, work out and shit, play video games, feed them and shit. I took some of them to sulfur and shit, just trying to get away from all that shit, you know what I mean? I try to tell my kids, you gotta sleep, man. Sleep, sleep, sleep. That's where you get big, right? You want to fucking get big, you gotta sleep. Sleep is recovery. And, it's hard. It's hard for us guys that are broken, but you don't have to get it all at once, man. You can take a nap. So you say you sleep 5, 6, 7 hours, your back wakes you up, you got to take a piss, whatever. Kids, for younger guys, these younger guys, I was fighting, had 5 kids. Fuck, man, I ran out of time to train, right? But you got to make it happen. You got to figure it out. You got to figure out time to get that protein in. It was just a couple tablespoons of fucking peanut butter every once in a while. You got to get a nap, man. Get these kids down for a nap or some shit, you know what I mean? Or they go to the pool or some shit, get you a little nap in, you got to make it happen, that's it, man. You got to get your protein in. You got to get your work in. You got to get your skills training in. You gotta get your sleep in, you know, and that's it, man. You can fucking make it happen, or you can make excuses, man. It's up to you.